Finally, a young man has a man to look up to on the internet. Someone with the same problems as them. Someone facing the same challenges as them. Finally, young men have a man to look up to on the internet. Someone who isn't challenging SA problems and hasn't ever been lawfully convicted of any crimes. A loving husband, a loving father, a believer of Jesus Christ, not that I am Christian of any type, and just a great man overall. This is Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk did debates online, and to be honest, never really struck to me what he was really doing until later on. When I grew up, I started to realise that he was just defending his moral duty. But Charlie wasn't just doing that. Unlike other influencers, Charlie defended his moral duty, but he also allowed for the opinions of others. He didn't defy others' opinion. He didn't get and antagonize people. He allowed for people's opinions in what seemed to be a fair debate. Being Australian and not being leftist or rightist, considering I'm a teenager, I've been stuck in the middle. And that's not for me to decide because it's American politics and I'm Australian, so I really have no say in it. But from what I can see is that this is a world where if you're not what the world wants you to be, you face the ultimate punishment. Charlie Kirk faced the ultimate punishment. Now, we can take for example Antigone, which is a Theban play by Sophocles, where Antigone defies the law that Creon has set to bury her brother Polynices because he was a traitor to the state. Now Antigone defends her moral duty and her moral actions because she believes it's right. She believes that she had to bury her brother. She takes on the opinions of others, but she knows that she must defend what she believes is true. However, she faces the ultimate punishment from Creon, who takes his power, abuses it, and, tells Antigone that she must face her death because she did not follow the moral rights of Creon. Creon being the authority, or not the leftist, because they could have been rightists, we don't know. We can't really make an opinion on that. But the people who disagreed with Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk being Antigone, defending his own opinion, allowing for others' input. In a society where we are slowly getting better at expressing our opinions. Being held back in the last few years, I've seen large outbursts of opinions. Some good, some bad, don't get me wrong, I have no point of saying anything about it because I'm a student. But then again, it has been happening. For me, this was tragic. I remember finding out in the morning, gasping, not quite knowing what to do, feeling quite empty in the heart, not really knowing what to say, what to feel, straight away messaging my friends, telling them how Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Unlike people like Andrew Tate, there's not really any controversies, apart from maybe a few views that he could have. Maybe saying to someone that you like Charlie Kirk might spark some opinion debate, but other than that, he wasn't a bad guy. He was great for the future generations. Honestly, I almost cried. Not almost, but I had the thought of crying. It's someone who doesn't even know me. I don't even know them. But I suppose it's like when your parents, when they were kids, used to cry over a celebrity dying. Or maybe... I'm not quite sure, but I just didn't really know what to feel. I suppose to me, it made me feel that expressing your opinion is deadly. Maybe this is the end of people expressing their opinions. Maybe we are meant to feel shut by the authority of others, by the people who disagree. Are the people who disagree going to take over us? George Orwell, of course, created in 1985, a totalitarian authority in that sense. Although we're not fully controlled by the thought police, whatever thoughts that we have always seem to get us antagonized, and I suppose we face a lot of contradictories. For the more we face conflict from those people who disagree with us, and those people who agree with us, usually stand to the side. For me, although I don't disagree with leftists or rightists or Charlie Kirk or Vance, whatever his name was, but I would still really hope there's some sort of reunification, not in just America but the world. Because we have to remember that the US is not just the US. The US practically controls the world. Anything that happens in the US happens here. It hurts the souls of a young man who now doesn't know who to look up to. Of course I can look up to my dad, and I do. But it's always nice to have that feeling that you have someone that you can look up to in different perspectives. Personally, I looked up to Charlie Kirk because I liked his way of including people. I liked his way of debate, and I liked debate. And honestly, some of his views I did like, especially the religious ones. Before you jump onto that, being someone who disagrees with me and me expressing my opinion, let's have a think about this video. Now, first of all, I'm not even of Christian religion. I'm not another religion. I'm not going to state that because it's personal, but it just goes to show how you can understand people's views, even if you don't follow them. Being Australian, me having to accept his liberal nature, being quite conservative, I suppose that was a bit hard for me at the start. But personally, my hope is to see some sort of reunification, some sort of protest, some sort of collectivized power to put an end to this famine, to stop the exertion of violence, an attack on people who are innocent. Even if you thought Charlie Kirk was an asshole, it would be vile of you to say he deserved death. Even if you thought the worst people in the world deserve death, it would be vile of you, because death is the worst punishment there is. And if there isn't some sort of reunification and process to collect us as one and stop the authority from taking over those who express their opinion and allow others to express that, it will be the end of the world. There'll be nothing but chaos. That is what governments are for, to stop chaos. So governments do something. But, in essence, if you're just a regular person, start speaking up your opinion. Even if it's for Charlie Kirk or against Charlie Kirk, or completely your own opinion, as if you believe that, the earth is flat, or maybe it's a rectangle. Start expressing more. Because the more you express your opinion, the more debate you can have, and maybe the more we can find similarities in each other's opinions. Try and unify each other some way. But yeah, this wasn't made with the script, so I'm sorry if I screwed up. I kind of got Spotify playing in the background, but that's 9 minutes of me ranting. I'm going to study for exams.